Welcome back, and before we get started, by the end of this video, you'll understand something that could completely change the trajectory of your YouTube channel. And no, that's not an exaggeration. It's real, and you should be doing it now. In fact, I'm doing it right now, and you may not have noticed. So let's face it, YouTube's algorithm is always changing. Sometimes it's subtle, and sometimes it's a total upheaval, leaving creators scrambling to figure out why their views are down, their audience isn't growing, and why their videos that once thrived are now collecting dust at the depths of the YouTube algorithm. If you've been relying on the same old strategy like backlinks, tags, perfect thumbnails, SEO-rich titles, keywords, and begging your cousin to leave a comment so that the algorithm thinks someone cares, you might want to sit down because YouTube just changed the game again. Now, I've been through this several times, and like when I started, it was backlinks, tags, get your friends to leave comments. You know, if you're going to watch it, make sure you hit thumbs up and leave a comment. You told that to so many people, I think they quit, listening to me after a while. It was a everyday grind. Anyone I talked to, make sure you give the thumbs up and make sure you leave a comment. It was very important. Still important a little bit. None of these things ever go completely away, but sometimes they start taking a little bit less of the pie. And right now, the pie has shifted again. Back in the day, if you followed all these playbooks, you had a real shot of hitting the recommended feed or search results. Views would roll in like clockwork. Creators treated YouTube like a slightly weird and more colorful Google. But now that game is over. SEO, at least the way we knew it, is dead, or at the very least, on life support. In SEO's place, something new is taken over: social media and packaging. These days, YouTube's algorithm acts less like a librarian sorting videos by title and subject, and more like a TikTok addict trying to decide what to binge watch next. The packaging of your video is the thumbnail, the title, and yes, even the vibe matters more than ever. It's not just about what you say, but how you present it. This means your video has to be instantly clickable and instantly watchable. If you have a long, drawn-out entrance to a video, you need to knock that stuff off right away. When I first started YouTube, everyone had a intro to their videos, and they like a little explanation because we were brought up on that in television. You had the preview or the opening scene of TV shows and everything like that. We all thought that's what you should do. They've got no time for that. They want the action to start right away. Almost like if you're totally impatient and you have ADHD, but you like watching boxing matches, you want to hear about the fighter, you want to click on that button and you want to hear that bell ring and those two guys come out and start punching. It's not like TV anymore. It's something different. And YouTube has slowly gotten more like Instagram and TikTok, where they're just feeding you what they think you want to see next. How do they figure that out? A whole bunch of different ways. And here's the twist. Your social media engagement off platform is now one of the biggest traffic sources. Your videos shared on TikTok, Instagram Reels, or even Threads can drive just as much, if not more, traffic than YouTube search or suggested videos. This is the new SEO. Social media is no longer just a promotion tool. It's the front door. And here's the curveball that most are just figuring out right now. Length matters. Like a lot. Somewhere along the way, creators were told just make your video as long as it needs to be. And while that is solid advice, YouTube is now rewarding videos that keep people watching for longer periods of time. Not just a few minutes, but 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's not about stuffing your video with fluff. It's about telling a story, creating suspense, and giving people a reason not to click away. Because if they do, the algorithm notices and you pay for it. So if you want to stick to that old information about make it as long as it needs to be, well, figure out new things to add in there that need to be in there. Go a little bit deeper. Figure out what else it needs and put it in your videos. If you make a video 2-3 minutes longer, you're doing great. Back when I started, 8 minutes. You had to get to 8 minutes. Actually, they wanted you to get 10 minutes so you can get that mid-roll ad, and then they lowered it down to 8 minutes. But the target for the longest time was 8 or 10 minutes. Then around, 2021, it was you want to keep it over 12 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's over 16 minutes. Now, if you make a 30-minute video, you're in business. YouTube is basically asking, can you keep people watching longer than the other guy? If the answer is yes, you win. If not, you disappear. End of story. Now, what I told you at the beginning of the video would change your channel's trajectory. Here it is, the hook. I gave you reason to stick around. I want you to watch as much of my video as possible, so I created a payoff for you at the end. If that gets half of you to stay around for another minute or two, my view time is going up. And that is what most people think is YouTube's new key to their algorithm. Keep people on your video as long as possible. So it's got to be interesting. It's got to give them something either in the middle or at the end. They got to stay on there. Now, another tactic to this is just create longer videos. Like I'd said earlier, no longer 8, 10, 12 minutes. You want to be shooting for 30-minute videos, because if you shoot for 30-minute videos, you're going to have people sticking around for, about 5 more minutes longer than if you were to make a 10-minute video. Give you an example. Got it written down over here. These are 2 videos of mine. They were done, a few months apart. They both have about 750,000 views. The first one, America's Unwanted States, that's a 21-minute video. And my average view duration on that is 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Okay, so that's key. The other one is Countries Begging Retirees to Move There. That one was a 16-minute video, and the average view time was 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay, so I gained 2 minutes by adding another 5 minutes onto the video, and it worked. They're both interesting subjects. They both have about the same views, and they have a totally different average view duration. Now, here's another thing. I don't really like to share my money with you guys, but I will tell you, the first one, America's Most Unwanted States, the 21-minute one, that one has more than double, just a little more than double, the money, the income that video made versus the other one. And the subjects aren't all about real estate. They're decent subjects. Nothing stuck out to make them really, raise the CPM or anything like that. They're just solid videos. One is just longer, okay? That means if those people stayed on the video longer, that's 2 more minutes that they could run into one of those mid-roll ads. Now, I know a lot of people hate ads, but here's the deal. YouTube is a business. That's how they stay in business. They run ads. That's how YouTube channels like myself continue to make videos. The ads, they suck. I know. I'd like to watch the entire video. But, that's great if you're an artist and you're not worried about making money or anything like that. Turn off the AdSense. Who cares? But, this is a job for some of us. And YouTube is a business, and that's how they make the money. So if you're keeping them on there 2 more minutes, that's, a possibility of you getting an ad versus not getting one. That's what they want. Bottom line. So what you should be doing right now, focus on packaging your videos like irresistible content snacks, compelling titles, scroll-stopping thumbnails, and a clear promise that grabs attention. But once you've got the click, you need to deliver. Make your videos longer if you can keep the viewers engaged. Think about chapters, stories, layered value, and don't forget to promote your content on every social media platform you can. The new YouTube rewards momentum, and momentum often starts outside of the platform. You're bringing new eyes in. That's what they want. In short, stop chasing tags, start chasing attention. That's all you got to do. That's the shift, and now that you're already 1 step ahead of a lot of the other people. And that's the thing. Having a YouTube channel, having a business on here, it's all about little things to give you an advantage. Almost like a race car. Every little thing is adjusted down to the micro whatever to get you a little more speed, to get you a little more gas mileage. This is how YouTube is. You got to work all those different things to try and package it as best you can to get that video the most views. Now, there's no one thing that goes into it. You can't just make them all longer and your video sucks. The video's not going to get any views because the video sucks. You got to make it decent. And I'll tell you another thing that we've kind of touched on before. High production videos with a lot of great video and a lot of great, camera angles and great quality shots with a whole bunch of backup videos and graphics. It's not as important as it used to be. People see that now as AI. Well, a lot of times it's not AI. I put stats up on all my channels, all my videos all the time, but a lot of people are associating them with AI now. People are having a real problem with AI. So we've talked about that before too. But yeah, So getting out the weeds here. What you need to do, make your videos longer if you can, and you'll have a better channel. Put your stuff up on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. Get people over to your channel. That's what you got to do. See you in the next video.